I never ate so much.
No, you can say, no, it's just the word have is present perfect and we need past.
I
I
had
had.
never eaten.
But it's all past. Here's how we know it. I just want to show you here. It's all last night. So you guys look, last night is past. And last night I ate at the Village restaurant. Before then, past perfect. Until that time. Until that time means last night. Until that time, I had never eaten. Up until that time. So had never eaten. Now why do we do it this way? It's because this is past, but it came first in the sentence. I'm telling a story, but I have to move back in time.
Before a time in the past.
Yeah, before time in the past. Does everybody understand that? Past perfect's harder. So if you have a question, I understand. Oh, you also said what number?
3 second part.
3 second part. Okay. And so the second part is yes. Now, here it is. I blank acting when I was a child. Oh, was when I was in elementary school. Here's what we have to say. This is good. Listen. Now, sir, is this action a completed action before I was in high school, or is it at the same time? Do you understand?
Number 3.
Yeah.
You.
Wait, number 3, the yes, or is this the third blank? I'm sorry, which?
Second blank. Second blank.
Oh, so it's not the yes I started?
No.
Okay. My bad. Okay,
It's
so,
not
Second blank. Yeah.
yes, I understand. Like
You,
this.
you.
You? Oh, okay. So it says here, I saw you last night, I saw you in the school play last night. It says, you blank a terrific acting job. Now, with that, the verb of do we think they mean habit, routine, schedule, or last night? Or before I saw you last night? Ooh, can I just show you on the board? Here's our choices. It says this, you blank a terrific job. A terrific job. Now look at this. This blank. It's not do. And does it mean habit, routine, schedule? Does it mean be last night? Or do you think it means see before last night? Hold on, before you say it, let everybody think about it for a moment. Before last night. Because if it's a habit, we're going to do present, simple present. If it's last night, what will it be? What tense will we use? For last night, do we use present, past, or future?
Simple past.
Simple
Okay,
past.
all right, it'll be simple past, because it'll be finished action. Before last night, present, past, or future? Present, past, or future? Before last night?
No, past perfect.
Simple
Past.
past.
Past perfect.
Past perfect.
Yeah.
So it'll be past, but what about past? But before last night would be past perfect. Okay, good. That's what we have to decide, the meaning first. Now, do you think when we see this sentence, the person is talking about something they always do? Just last night or before last night, the acting? Okay, now the answer. You guys, A, B, or C?
B.
B. That's right. Because it means last night you did a good job. And how do we know that? Because I think when they're talking to the person, they said, I saw you last night, you did a great job. I think they mean last night, not before last night.
The next one talks about before last night.
Yes, exactly
Good.
right.
They use before.
which means I accepted, if you just use simple past, I accepted it, but if you use past perfect, it was good too. So,
The next sentence is past perfect, right?
yes, but
Yes.
I also accepted simple past.
Uh,
The reason I accepted
Because of
simple,
before.
because of the before, it made the order clear. So the directions say, in some cases, both forms are correct. So I said, is it wrong? No, it's not wrong, because the word before tells us the order.
So how would be with simple past?
For the second, or I mean that next blank?
Did
Yeah.
you ever act?
Yes. Did you ever act in a play before, this one? But had you ever is better, is clearer, but you know what? I mean, native speakers would be confused. So,
Or
Number-
last sentence.
4, the last sentence.
When
The
Oh.
first sentence.
has
For
been
first sentence. Was.
Wouldn't.
But wait, you're saying the last sentence
last sentence.
of number 4?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it says here, the climb, we're describing that climb. It's a finish, but it's not happening before something else. It's simple past.
Was.
You can't say, yes, it has to be was. And we can't say had been, because we're not saying it happened before another experience. We're describing like a summary of that whole climb. Because they tell everything, finish it, and then this seems to be like a reflection. Like, the whole thing was a really great experience. Because of the words, experience to describe not the actual climb itself, the whole event.
And number 5, second sentence. She studied blank Japanese for 4 years. Studied.
Yeah.
Had been studying.
Okay, now we got 2 parts. Look at this. Look, it starts with the word, let's look at the last word here, Japanese. And then it starts with the word when, and you have this. When she,
Was.
okay, was a business student there, at business at Boston U. She, and then we,
Study.
yes. Now, what we want to do is, this is about study. Now, what we have to ask is this. Did she do the studying before and complete it before Boston University? Or did she do it at the same time?
At the same
At the
time.
same time.
Yeah, because Boston University, we think it's a 4 years. So it's not something that she completed before this time. So we just use she studied. This means simultaneous. Please ask your other mistakes.
Number 4,
Yes.
first blinking.
First blank.
Yeah.
So the words last year, and it says I blank. Now, the reason I want to show you about punctuation is it's really helpful. So it says last year I, and this blank, and it says first time. And then it stops. Now, this is just definite past time. So we know when. If you put had gone, it means before last year. I don't know if you put had gone.
Yeah. But,
If you put went, the correct answer, it means at this time last year. If you put had gone, it's wrong because it means before last year. But I don't have anything to say that, I don't have a reason to say, I'd have to say, before last year, I had never, or I had gone. But last year just tells us when it happens. Those 2 words, last year, tells us when it happens. If I want to indicate before last year, I have to say something else, like before last year. More questions? Yes, Rana?
Number 5, the next part when she was there, what the answer of speak?
Oh, okay, I see it. while she was there, she spoke every day, or Japanese every day, spoke. And this spoke, S-P-O-K-E, spoke, and it means, because it's happening at the same time, but not that she spoke it and then went there. If you say she had spoken, it means before she was there. But this means at the same time, because it says while she was there, the while means at the same time. Enjoyed, you don't drop the Y and add an I. For enjoyed, just keep the Y. A lot of students have spelling errors still. Anybody else have a question?
Yes, number 6, next part of I leave never.
Yeah. Now, keyword is the word prior. See the very first word of that sentence? Prior means before. Prior means before. Prior to that time. But that time is past time. Prior to that time means before that time in the past. That's our definition of past perfect. So the past perfect idea would be I had never lived. Had never lived. Questions? Okay. All right, keep that. Let's go over the new homework. And then I'll do that, and tomorrow I'll have to do this because I don't think I'll have time for it. But can you take out your book now? You can keep your quizzes, actually. I don't know. If you want to keep these, some students said that they help them. You can keep them. I know. It's a short day these days. Tomorrow I'll have more time. That's where I hope I get more questions. Okay, so let's go to chapter 3. And for chapter 3, I asked you to do exercise 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 4. It's page 38, 39. That was it. I hope that you did this, but this London Towers thing, there's a lot of possibilities of answers. So what I would like to do is tell you the answers in different possibilities, but I will still answer questions if you have some. So I'm trying to give you all the possibilities. So basically what we're going to use here is the words in the box, and we're trying to use the present progressive if possible. So is, working, are, stuff. Okay, so here we go. In number 2, you can say I'm going. You can say that. I'm going.
I would go.
You can, so I'm going. You could say I'm going again this morning, because the word this morning, this is just present progressive. You can use present progressive, but it's also okay to say I'm going to go. We would not say I will go. Okay, I think we would say those two. I'm going to go, or I'm going. Those are the two that I would use. And number 3, in the afternoon, that tells us specific future time. And then, so I could say, I'm taking. But it would also say, it'd be okay to say, I'm going to take. Or you could also say, I'll be taking. I'll be taking. I'll be taking. Or I would even accept, I take, because it shows like a schedule. So there's a lot of possibilities for this. Number 4, you could say I'm moving, or I'm going to move is also acceptable, and I'll be moving. I know it's a lot to write down, but if you just wanted to write I'm moving, it's correct. That's what the directions say. Use present progressive if possible.
What about I move?
No, because this couldn't be considered a schedule. schedules are controlled